Cities have risen and fallen over the centuries. Today the crisis is very different. Increasing population is forcing rural to urban migration, and the cities are swelling beyond their capacities. 55% of the world's population is concentrated in cities, and that number is expected to rise to a staggering 68% by 2050. As one of the most populous countries in the world, India needs to address the challenges of creating and maintaining cities that are sustainable, smart and healthy. Further, in order to promote manufacturing, there is a need to create state-of-the-art plug-and-play infrastructure which can match global standards and thus attract industries to set up their base. The Industrial Corridor project is a pioneering solution for India's development crisis. It will effectively tackle the wide-ranging issues for employment, industrialization, manufacturing, sustainability and urbanization. As one of India's largest infrastructure projects, with a proposed $100 billion investment with an aim to provide world-class sustainable infrastructure for promoting manufacturing and industrialization, one of the immediate objectives of the Industrial Corridor project is to offer a robust transportation-led plug-and-play industrial ecosystem which will give a boost to manufacturing and provide more and more employment opportunities. The project has been de-risked with all the clearances in place, making it easy for investors to set up their manufacturing units and improving process competitiveness by providing the best-in-class industrial ecosystem. This dream is being scripted in the heartland of India, and it starts with the aim of unhindered last-mile connectivity. The dedicated freight corridor is the artery for a whole new industrial ecosystem, connecting greenfield manufacturing hubs and smart cities on the western side. India's vast rail network of 1 lakh kilometers has enabled the movement of goods and people through history. The next few decades in India will see a migration that will move away from the existing metros and will also lead to modal shift in the transportation of goods from road to rail. The project will attract people from rural areas to these field cities in search of a better life and job prospects. By fostering professional knowledge and training skills among rural migrant and urban poor, the regional population will be diffused along the length of the corridor, thereby easing pressure on urban resource and enabling inclusive growth. The 3,300 kilometer long dedicated freight corridor is a roadmap for the future that will connect the different smart cities across the country with ports and other manufacturing hubs. The Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor, or DMIC, will be connected by a 1,500 kilometer long Western DFC. It is a project that will usher in a new era of GDP growth and development in the country. The underlying idea is to optimize the employment potential of the region by stimulating investments in manufacturing, promote overall economic development through creation of high-quality infrastructure. Transit-oriented development will ensure promotion of walk-to-work concept connectivity to end consumers and users and reduce logistics costs, thus improving the manufacturing competitiveness of India in long run. New greenfield industrial cities are being built in the dusty heartlands of India. Smart industrial cities of tomorrow start at ground zero. Once complete, they will carry India into a new era of development. These smart industrial cities are templates for a future-ready India and will mark its rise on the global stage. Manufacturing hubs are the building blocks around which the rest of the city will develop organically. This will eventually give lead to a mixed-use development with commercial and residential settlements. The 4 cities in the first phase of development include Dholera Special Investment Region in Gujarat, Aurangabad Industrial City in Maharashtra, Integrated Industrial Township Vikram Udyogpuri near Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh, Integrated Industrial Township Project in Greater Noida, Uttar Pradesh. From planning to execution, sustainability is the keystone of each Greenfield industrial city. The aim is to get everything benchmarked against the world's best. The plan is to construct roads, underground utilities, treatment plants, administrative buildings in a sustainable and eco-friendly manner, using latest technology at par with global standards. Across the world, while the city above ground has grown and changed, it is the city below that remains the biggest challenge. For this lies in the underground planning. Ease of doing business in these smart industrial cities will be facilitated by efficient energy and communication solutions. High voltage electrical trenches, a citywide Wi-Fi and fiber-based network will ensure cost-efficient power and high-speed internet. Drains and sewage lines are designed keeping in mind rising sea levels.
Generally what happens in other cities that every time what they have to maintain, they have to dig up that particular road, they have to cut the BC, again they have to backfill, again they have to do the bituminous layer. So all those things will be avoided, they have been well thought of, and at one single point all the plot owners will be getting lot of access to multiple utilities. If you see in this road itself, we are seeing multiple utilities at the back. These are the chambers. We have basically stormwater drain, that is one huge duct. We have the power duct. We have the communication duct, then we have the potable water networks, then we have the recycle networks, then we have the industrial effluent networks, and then we have the sewerage networks. So basically I think 8 to 9 networks, ducts under the roads at one point. So the service providers will just have access to the ICT chambers. They have to just open the lid from the top and they can do their entire cabling, their maintenance. So there will be no digging further for any service provider who wants to provide services to this particular area.
One such utility is water. Water is one of our most valuable resources and one that is fast running out. And self-sufficiency in water management is one of the biggest solutions offered by these smart industrial cities.
Now here we are also using a sustainable development in the sense that the entire water wastage which generally happens in cities will be reduced here because we are going for a complete water leakage management system. This stormwater drain network will be taking the entire rainwater discharge to the canal, which will be man-made by us.
Water is a renewable resource. Most of the wastewater will be recycled and will be used for non-potable purposes like landscaping, cleaning, washing, etc. All utilities including water are controlled via a central SCADA system. It is mapped a single grid and managed and monitored a central command and transmitters all will be fitted on this line. So all those sensors will send their signals to a central command center, and all the other areas are also connected with that command center. So water treatment plant, whatever water inflow will be there can be watched at a single point by a single person in a screen. A central command and control center will allow 24/7 monitoring and uninterrupted supervision of urban civic utilities in an integrated manner. A plug-and-play existence will improve the happiness index of residents as well as facilitate setting up of new businesses.
Maybe it may be a paper mill or a railway coach factory or any other factory. They will also be getting access to all the utilities at a single point.
Piled garbage, clogged drains and rivers, and overall waste management is one of the biggest challenges today. The use of advanced technology to handle waste collection and disposal in these smart industrial cities addresses all these issues through its intelligent design and meticulous planning.
This place is central waste handling facility. The total waste which collected from all the plots that will be collected over here through 508 MS pipe, and it will come over through that pipe and it will get diverted into two fractions like wet and dry. So once we throw the waste on the dry waste, it will detect that one, this is dry waste, and that signal will get in our central handling facility.
In the near future, there will be no need for physical collection and overground transportation of garbage. All the waste will be directly suctioned through vacuum pipes, segregated for wet and dry waste. This will be transported directly to a central handling facility for recycling and further processing.
So ये vacuum नहीं है तो हमारा system नहीं है. So we have 5 fans over here. By our SCADA system, it will detect how distance it is and all, and accordingly these fans will work and it will create the vacuum inside the pipe.
The dry waste will be segregated and sent for recycling. The recycled byproducts can also help generate some extra income. The wet waste will go to the biomethanation plant, where the organic garbage will be converted into biogas, which in turn can be used for electricity generation, and a very small percentage of the mixed waste will be sent to the landfills. All the infrastructural support system in these smart industrial cities is created with the purpose of ramping up industrial development and growth. The idea is to identify existing gaps in Indian cities to develop something that is far more effective. These smart cities will Every smart city's development story is one that carries its various stakeholders, from the high-value industrial investors to the small farmers. These success stories are tied to the land and how it was pooled to build this city.
અરે ભાઈ પહેલાંની જિંદગી તો વાત કરું ને સાહેબ, તો પાણી પીવા નહોતું મળતું, પછી ખાવા પૂરું નહોતું મળતું. બહાર ગામ જતા ખોદાણ કામ માટી કામ કરી અને પેટ પોષણ કરતા. હા, અહીંયા અમારે જો ધોલેરા શહેર બને ને મોટું તો અમને ફાયદા ઘણા જ છે ને હજી ફાયદા શરૂ થઈ ગયા છે. એક તો અમારે આ આડો બંધ જ છે. ખારું પાણી પહેલાં આવતું ને દરિયાનું, એ પહેલાં અટકાવી દીધું. ખારું પાણી બહુ પીવા લાયક તો નહીં જ તે સાહેબ, તો અમે એ પીતા અને અમારા બાપ દાદા અમને એ રીતે મોટા કર્યા. આ જે બધી યોજનાઓ પડી ને એમાં અમારે 50% તો ખેડૂતને જમીન રહેવાની, એટલે 50% જમીન જે માણસોએ અમુક વેચી છે ને એને બહાર વિકાસ કરી આપ્યો.
The relationship between a farmer and his land is deeply emotional. It is a bond that has been created over generations and decades, tilling the same patch of earth. The first and the biggest challenge was to convince the farmers to give up a portion of their land and become stakeholders in the smart city that would be developed here. Chotu Bhai was an ordinary farmer in a village near Dholera. He claims that his success story is tied to how he pooled his land for the building of this smart city. When the rains failed, most villagers would have to trek to the cities in search of daily wages. Despite owning many bighas of land, the yield was just about enough to support the needs of the family.
8 साल पहले इस गांव में एक भी मकान पक्का नहीं था. 8 साल पहले बहुत परेशानी थी साहब. पीने का पानी नहीं मिलता था पूरा गांव में. पीने का पानी 2 साल पहले इस गांव में नर्मदा का पानी गवर्नमेंट ने 2 साल पहले दिया. आज 24 घंटा पानी मिलता है 2 साल से। पहले तो पीने का पानी था ही नहीं, 1-1, 2-2 महीने हमारे ये दादा परदादा के हमें 3-3 महीने में नहाते थे। ये 15 लीटर टैंक है, ये भर लेते हैं। तो पानी का तो बहुत सुख हो गया है आज के दिन। 2 वर्ष से पूरा पानी 24 घंटा गवर्नमेंट ने दिया है, पहले फ्रिज नहीं था। यहाँ हमारा 50% जमीन के ऊपर पानी देगी गवर्नमेंट, लाइट देगी, रोड देगी, गटर लाइन देगी और गैस लाइन देगी। उसका पैसा गवर्नमेंट 1 पैसा लेने वाले नहीं।
Chotu Bhai barely made it to middle school. He says pooling his land for the Dholera Smart City project has changed his life forever.
बता सर, आइए, ये हमारा ऑफिस है। धोलेरा प्रोजेक्ट जो हुआ ना शुरू सर, उसके बाद ये सब हुआ है। पहले कुछ नहीं था। मैंने भी मजदूरी बहुत की है, मिट्टी काम मैंने बहुत किया है, पूरा ये टाल पड़ गया है। मैं हमारे पास जमीन तो बहुत थी साहब, पर इसकी दाम नहीं था। 2009 में ये प्रोजेक्ट साहब आया ना, बाद में यहाँ जमीन का रातों रात 24 घंटे में 25 गुना हो गया। यहाँ 1 लाख रुपया था, डेवलप नहीं हुआ था उस टाइम पे। आज के दिन 15 लाख रुपया बीघे का है एक्टिवेशन जोन में, हमारी नजर के सामने। तो वो पैसा आया नहीं, तो पहले हमने तो एक भाई पहले अच्छा घर बनाओ। यहाँ पहला मिट्टी का मकान था मेरा, इसमें आधा पैसा गवर्नमेंट ने मुझे दिया। उस टाइम पे मेरे पास भी कुछ नहीं था, तो ये गवर्नमेंट ने आधा पैसा दिया था, आधा पैसा मैंने पैसे खेत बेच के ये घर बनाए और बच्चों को पढ़ाया।
Today, Chotu Bhai's children are pursuing further studies in the city and have hope of finding future employment in the new industries that have been set up.
અત્યારે તો ભરપૂરી દિયા હશે બધાએ, પણ એમના ભાગ અમારા ભાગ નથી કહેતા, એમના ભાગમાં છે બધું ભગવાને.
Just like Chotu Bhai's family, many farmers belonging to the surrounding villages have newer opportunities today. These smart cities are trying to create a progressive template. The idea is to better lives, from that of an ordinary laborer to a CEO. Each project is aiming to set new standards for the safety and living of their workers, with prefabricated housing and proper food, water and sanitation.
पहिल्यांदा शेती काम करत होतो. शेतीतून पैसे एवढे मिळत नव्हते. 50,000 भेटायचे, पण ते खर्च बराच येत होता, तेवढं भागत नव्हतं. नंतर मग कंपनीत लागलो. कंपनीत 8,500 पेमेंट भेटू लागले. कंपनीत गेल्यावर आपला फायदा होईल, याच्यामुळं आपलं काहीतरी घडू शकतं भविष्य. म्हणून मी या DMICत गेलो आणि तिथं कंपनीत जाऊन हे जॉब धरून असं काम केल्यानंतर मग घर बांधलं. छोटा शेतकरी आपण, 3 एकर आहे फक्त जमीन आपल्याला. पर विचार काम बँकेत लोन दिलं, घरात करीत नव्हते, असं होईल म्हणून आमचं वाटत भी नव्हतं, स्वप्नात नव्हतं सर. ऐसा भाई इतना ऐसे बड़े बनेंगे, ऐसा हो जाएगा, ये अपने को कुछ नहीं था, लेकिन हो गए नसीब से. नसीब अच्छा है इसलिए हो रहा है.
From construction workers to technicians and other support staff, there are a plethora of jobs which will get created and one that the local economy can greatly benefit from.
हमने दिखाई दे रहा है कि आने वाला समय हमारा बच्चों के लिए बहुत अच्छा है.
અમને અમારા વાલીઓએ તો પૂર્વમાં વાલીઓને જિંદગી જીવવાની જ કંઈ ખબર નથી પડતી. 2 ચોપડા ભણાયા. અમારી 60 વર્ષની ઉંમર છે, બરાબર સાહેબ. પણ અમને એવું લાગે અમારી પ્રજા કંઈક કરશે, કંઈક વિકાસ કરશે, કંઈક જિંદગી જીવશે હારી, એવું 100%.
दोस्तों, अब इस वीडियो को यहीं समाप्त करते हैं. मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में किसी नए विषय के साथ. जय भारत.